Hi everyone, this is Heather Lottenden from the Flourish Academy. This is episode 562. I wondered if you have updated your Lightroom and you are using the new masking feature in the adjustments panel. We did a training inside of the Flourish Academy membership right when that version was released, and some people were very hesitant around the masking. Some people were really excited about it. I thought it was a fantastic addition to Lightroom, so naturally I was very excited about it. So much so that I decided to re-record the entire Lightroom Masters Retouching series that is included with the Flourish Academy membership. And I created all new retouching brushes for the face. That will be released to the members very soon. But anyway, while I was putting that together, I thought, I just want to check in with everyone and see how they're doing with the masking. So I decided to hold a free class on masking in Lightroom and using like retouch type features and what that looks like. So that's coming up in a couple weeks. I'll post a link below. It's just a free class. You can join, you can catch the replay. I'm going to talk about masking and the way that I'm using these adjustment brushes to retouch photos. You don't want to miss it. It's a free training. Relax. You can just join, watch the replay. But I personally am loving the masking feature. I have found that with retouching photos in Lightroom, I much prefer to use my Wacom tablet with the stylus to do that retouching than the mouse. For instance, I have a brush for creating eyelashes and eyeliner. I have brushes for different types of makeup. It's just much easier for me to use the stylus. You can get a Wacom tablet, I think for maybe $79, the smaller one, and then you can pay up to, $300 or $400 for the bigger ones with more features. But if you're not sure if you're going to like it, then I would recommend picking up one. I'll post a link to the one that I like on Amazon, because it's just gonna make, I don't know, I tried to do the eyelashes and the eyeliner with the mouse, and it was like using a brick. It was so hard. Now, some of the other I have a skin retouching brush that is, I call it Glamour. I have one called Natural that softens the skin. I think you can do that with the mouse. I think you can whiten teeth with the mouse. There's a lot of things that you can do, but I don't know, some of these finer dexterous movements I think require a stylus. Anyway, so if you're in the Flourish Academy membership, that will be forthcoming. The new Lightroom Masters Retouching series, you guys get all of the brushes included with that. If you're not in the membership, no worries. I'm going to do a free class on Lightroom masking. We're just going to cover what we can in about an hour. So make sure you sign up for that. And when you sign up for that free training and you share it with your friends, you can be entered to win prizes. So I would really appreciate if you could help me out by sharing that link. Let me know if you have any specific questions. I'm also thinking about asking the members if they want to upload some images for that training that I could use. So I have images that I use, of course, ones that I've taken, but I wonder, I'll see if there's time to add into that training other people's photos and specific things that you might want to read. Let me give you an example. I did this newborn session with a past bride of mine, and she is beautiful, and there was very minimal retouching needed with her face, and she was holding the baby, and the way, I don't know, she had the side of her hands, she was holding the baby, and the palette in the photo, the mom was in a really soft pink, the baby's wrapped very neutral, very desaturated colors, and the mom was wearing neon coral nail polish. I used the adjustment brush with masking to tone down the nail polish so it matched the overall tonality of the image. Isn't that great? Again, we can add eyelashes, eyeliner. I had this one senior I had done, she had a lot of blemishes. I used the Glamour skin softening to smooth it before I started removing blemishes, and it worked. I didn't have to do any blemish removal, but then I kind of flattened her face a little bit. So I added the contour brush and the blush brush, all of this in the adjustment panel in Lightroom. I've created these brushes so I could add dimension back to her face. Every time I use this and I play with the masking, I am so impressed with what Adobe has done with the masking in Lightroom. I cannot get over it. So I re-recorded the entire Masters Retouching series. I also recorded a ton of new videos for the members, all about masking, in depth how you use masking, and it is so much fun. Bethany's asking, I need to update Lightroom to get yes. Lightroom needs to be updated to version 11 or newer in order to have the masking features. Now I do know, Adobe released this in the fall when many photographers are busy. So a lot of my photographer friends never updated their Lightroom. And trust me, I support that. I understand why you would not update in the middle of your busy season. But now that that's over, I would recommend updating it so that you can experiment and try it out. I will say, if you've never heard of masking and you've not really used Photoshop, it makes sense to me that it would feel a little confusing and overwhelming. If you have used masking inside of Photoshop, you'll be like, oh, now it's in Lightroom. That's phenomenal. I can put these adjustments exactly where I want them. Think of masking as like a selection. I can put something, like I can edit a portion of the photo, not globally, but selectively in an area by brushing it by using these masks. I will go over masks in this free training. So if you're like, what? I really want you to use this new feature, learn how to use it because it is so powerful. And in fact, if Photoshop intimidates you, the fact that Lightroom now has masking is fantastic news because you can do more inside of I can do so much, dare I say, all of my retouching inside of Lightroom. And very few things need to go over into Photoshop. Photoshop still is about compositing. If I've got to swap heads, that has to be Photoshop. So there are things, I call it the heavy lifting, the heavy pixel level editing, that has to be done for me in Photoshop. But with masking, there's now so much more I can do inside of Lightroom. But if you've used the adjustment brush previously, and then you update and you try to use it, you're gonna be like, I'm sorry, what? The truth is, you can still use it the old way. It's just that there are now masks and there's a new palette available. And it's so incredibly powerful. You can rename them, you can stack them. There are so many things that you can do with masking in Lightroom. I am obviously very excited about it. So excited that I decided to offer this free training. Now it's gonna be around retouching in Lightroom, but I don't want you to just limit yourself to that. Really, what I wanna show you is masking and what that looks like specifically with the adjustment brush and how powerful it can be. So I'm going to post that link below. Join the free training, share it with your friends, win prizes. I'll see you there, and I'll see you in the next video.